Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 1030 of the Juicebox Podcast. I never stopped being surprised by all of you. When I made this Wegovy Diary, there was part of me that thought, no one's going to listen to this. But it's got a nice little following, and I just got a great note about it today, which made me excited to put up this episode. So I'm back with my sixth installment of my Wegovy Diary. I have lost... Now, you can't tell. You got to listen, right? But I have lost weight. When you get to the end, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, he did lose weight. Anyway, while you're listening today, please remember that nothing you heard on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan. Now, if you're losing weight like I am and you need new sweatpants, go to CozyEarth.com, use the offer code JUICEBOX checkout to save 40%. They have more than sweatpants, of course. They have a ton of great, comfortable stuff, including sheets and towels and other types of comfortables. You'll see when you get there. If you want to drink the AG1 with me, like I do every morning, drinkag1.com/juicebox. Use that link. Get 5 free travel packs into your supply of vitamin D with your first order. This episode of the Juicebox Podcast is sponsored by Touched by Type 1. And I have to tell you that I just got back, literally days ago, from the latest Touched by Type 1 event. It was spectacular. I had such a great time meeting many of you and meeting new friends and getting to know people. It really was terrific. I gave some talks I hope were helpful. But if you didn't like my chatting, there were so many great speakers at this event. I can't believe you missed it. You have to go next year. It's in Orlando, Florida. It's absolutely free. It's wonderful. There were just hundreds upon hundreds of people there. And it was special. It just was. If you get a chance to do something like this, I hope you do. In the meantime, check out touchedbytype1.org and find them on Facebook and Instagram. If you do that this week, you're probably going to see some pictures of me making the talkie talk with the microphone. Welcome back, everybody. Today is August 15th, 2023, and I am here to take another 2.4 milligram injection of Wegovy. I'm a little embarrassed to tell you that I forget how many of these I've done now. I have all the pens in front of me. I could count them, but I don't know. It seems like a waste of time. Today, I just want to speak briefly about patience. I enjoy growing cactuses, partly because they're different and they're interesting, and partly because they take a lot of care, but it's hands-off care, if that makes sense. So you don't water them often, you don't turn them that frequently, they just kind of need sun and, to sit. What I like most about them is that they only grow very, very slowly. And I like looking up and seeing a half an inch of new growth and realizing it took 9 months for that to happen. I feel like that teaches me patience. I have felt like that for years. The other day I was talking to Jenny, who you might know from the podcast, and we were talking about how being a parent teaches patience in a way that not being a parent might not offer. Because you come to realize eventually that getting your children to a place is not something you can force or rush. It just happens slowly. One block at a time, one mention at a time. Hey, you should pick up your stuff. That kind of stuff until it kind of starts sticking in their heads. And that if you're going to raise a successful person, you have to have the patience to wait out the process. I bring all this up because I did not lose any weight this week. Well, I did, and then I didn't. So let me tell you about it, take the shot, and get out of here so we can let another week go by and see how much of that cactus has grown. Got my app here. Last week, I talked to you all, I believe, on the 8th when I weighed 204.4 pounds. Well, on the 10th, I weighed 203.4 pounds. I was like, here it comes. Now, on the 12th, 202.4. I had lost 2 pounds. Then a thing happened. I ate a cheeseburger from a fast food restaurant. I have not had one of those in 2 years, maybe. I don't know. Like, I found myself thinking, I'm going to get a really crappy cheeseburger from Burger King. And I did. And the next day I woke up 203.8 pounds. I was like, aha, that's just going to be sodium. That'll go away. Well, guess what? Here we are on the 15th, 204.4. I lived 7 days, lost 2 pounds, put them right back on again. I am undeterred. I am not daunted. One thing I can report is that physically, I continue to look different. So even though even though I don't see the number move this week, my face continues to look different. I look down at my arms, at my legs, my stomach, my chest, and things are terraforming. I don't think that's the right word, but changing. I got time, right? I'm not going backwards. I'm not giving up. A week goes by without a pound lost. Whatever. I saw a 2 pound loss, means it's there and I can accomplish it. Now, here's another place I have to be patient. The toe surgery, I went to the follow-up, and while I was able to get the bandage off, and the doctor was like, back to your regular stuff, I said, it still hurts. And he said, yeah. He goes, see the incision? See how messed up it looks? And I said, yeah. He goes, that's what it looks like inside too. Going to take time, he said. I said, how much time? He said, I don't know. And I was like, oh, okay. So not quite up to back on my bike ride yet. I'm right now bending my toe. That's my job. Bending it forward, bending it backwards, and getting the full range of motion back. It's come a long way in a week. I think maybe another week and it'll be there. I'm starting to move around without pain. It's a big deal for me. I don't want to start an exercise when my gait is wrong because I don't want to end up hurting myself or straining a different joint. So I will be patient. Continue to go doing this with just diet and Wegovy. So speaking of Wegovy, here Wegovy. Let me get you an injection for those of you who like listening to the click and the click. Cap comes off. This is very simple, by the way, for those of you who are like, I could never do this. Like, it's not hard. Grab a little bit of fat. Still have enough to grab. Push and hold. Medicine's going in now. That means it's done. I like to wait another 10 seconds before I pop it off because I don't want to waste a drop of the Wegovy. And then I like to tell you, here we Wegovy. Hey everybody, it's August 22nd. This is going to be a short one because I'm sort of disappointed in myself this week. I don't even know. Like I haven't felt well this week. I've been sick off and on, and I just don't like the effort I put into what I ate this week. I still lost a half of a pound since last week, but I don't know. There's bad decisions, and like we watched some fights on Saturday night and ate too late, and somebody got takeout, and I ate some, and I didn't like it. It made me feel sick, and I was like, what did I eat this for? I didn't even have much of it. Like it was like it's just a couple little things, honestly. Some like Chinese food, but I don't usually eat oil. Made me nauseous. And I felt like I let myself down this week with my decisions. Nothing else, really. So I'm just going to restart right now with this shot and pretend that didn't happen. I was not able to start riding my bike yet, but my toe has just started to get into position where I can do that. So I am right now with you committing to riding my bike every day for at least 30 minutes. Here's to that. And here we go. Okay, I'll be back in a week. Sorry this was short and a little depressing. I'm not depressed. I don't know. I'm disappointed in myself. But a lot happened, so whatever. We'll talk about it next week. Well, I'm back. It's August 29th, and yeah. Okay. Let's start with, I weigh 205 pounds this morning. That is 1 pound heavier than last time, I believe. Yes, exactly 1 pound. Now, I've been thinking a lot about what I said all week about decisions and food. And I honestly don't know if I did much better this week. I mean, I'm not out there eating like crazy or doing anything strange. Like, my consumption is pretty minor, but my focus on drinking water wasn't good. I did have, there's this time like we were out and everybody got ice cream. I got ice cream. I don't know. Like, I realized about 3 days ago, like, I am not on the path I was on months ago. Maybe I just got complacent. But then as I thought about it more today, I think maybe I was just counting on the Wegovy too much. It was coming off so easily in the beginning. Maybe I just thought that was going to happen forever. And I guess it's not going to. This is not an excuse. My toe did not move along as I had hoped. So the bike and the walking and everything, still dicey. But, I feel like I can start doing it soon. I don't know yet. I can't really drive off my toe. There's pain involved still. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'll get to that. I should probably just push through it, let it hurt. Anyway, I'm going to go over my numbers because they're a little surprising. Like I said, on the scale, 205, up from 204, still down overall, 28.4 pounds. I wouldn't call this a rise. It's just, I don't know. Being perfectly honest, I like the way I feel this week. I don't have any heartburn. I don't feel overly full. I'm going to the bathroom on a good schedule. All that's good. Like, I mean, if I could stay consistent like this through my life, it'd be amazing. But in a world where we're still looking for a decrease, obviously it's not the same. Some of the highlights since we started this on March 28th, I'm down 28.4 pounds. My BMI is down 4.2. My body fat is down 6.4%. That's all very cool. I'm going to give you some trends. Since last week, BMI really hasn't changed much. I think it's up like 0.2 from 30.2 to 30.4. All the same stuff. Subcutaneous fat, body fat, all pretty steady. My body water dropped slightly. Skeletal muscle, is steady. BMR up a little. Fat-free body weight up the tiniest little bit. Not really. Subcutaneous fat is steady. Visceral fat, steady. Here's an interesting one. Muscle mass has risen from 138.2 at our last, let me go back to the beginning of August. It was 138.8, and today it's 139.2, so that's rising. Bone mass is up. Protein steady. Metabolic age still not moving. Anyway, I don't think there's any great secret here. I got to get moving, and I have to eat, I think, more, but better, and drink water. That's it. Let's put this Wegovy in and fast forward to next week and see what happens. Where should I put it today? How about right here? All right, guys, I'm going to jump in the shower, and then I'm going to record an episode of the podcast, and then I'm going to go have something sensible for lunch. I'll talk to you soon. Well, my friends, I've returned on September 5th. I got good news. Let's go talk about it. Let's open up this app that I use for my scale. They keep in track of what's going on. All right. Let's do a high-level overview. We'll hit some things, tell you what's been happening, get you out of here. So, all the way back on March 28th, 2023, I weighed 233.4 pounds. last week I was on here telling you I didn't lose any weight. What was that date? August 29th or 30th. Hold on a second. 29th. August 29th. On August 29th, I weighed 205 pounds, which was up from the week before. Today, Scotty weighs 202.6. 203.6, 204. That's 2.4 pounds lost since the last time I made this recording. Hello. Things are looking up. Now, what happened? Well, I recognized that I wasn't using my digestive enzymes as much as I used to. So I went back to those a little more consistently. That's the only thing I really changed this week. I didn't change eating habits drastically. Did I? A little less candy. I had some candy the week before. Arden's home. There's like low snacks all over the place, and I had more than my fair share of gummy bears, I think. But I mean, so fewer gummy bears, more digestive enzymes. 202.6 today. Now, in a lot of the categories that the scale tracks, they rate you like in colors. So there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 things that it tracks. I go over them with you all the time. Weight, BMI, body fat, fat-free body weight, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, body water, skeletal mass, muscle mass, bone mass, protein, BMR, and metabolic age. I now have 6 categories in the green. Pretty exciting. 3 in red, 1, 2, 3 in yellow, and skeletal mass is blue, which means low. Now, if I look at skeletal mass over time, it's actually going up. So it used to be worse. So it's just not getting there yet. It started at 42, and right now it's at 46.5, but obviously still too low. But I'm about to go into standard. If I take another leap, I'm going to get green on that one too. Subcutaneous fat. Yeah. All right, let's go through them, shall we? Boom, boom, boom. Weight, 202.6. That still is red. BMI, 30, still red, but down from when I began at 34.6. Body fat is at 28.1, started at 35. My hydration, like body water, is going up a little bit, 51.9. When I started, it was at 47. So that's a number you want higher. Skeletal mass, 46.5. Like I said, started off at 42. My BMR. No, that's not what it stands for. 1797. Fat-free body weight is 145.8, down from 151.8 when I started. Subcutaneous fat at 24.3, down from 30. Visceral fat at 13, pretty steadily actually for a while now, but it's down from 17 at the start. Now my muscle mass is going 138.4, started at 144. So this is expected. I'm losing weight. I'm losing muscle too. I need to start working out. I need to stop saying that. I need to actually do it. Arden's going back to school in 2 days. My toe is nearly, I think it's maybe at 80% now. So I'm going to go hard at this and hopefully next week have a better outcome for you on that. I don't think I'm going to impact my muscle mass that quickly, but I'd like to be able to see a little something visible in a week of hard work. Bone mass holding very steady. Proteins holding very steady. Metabolic age still at 57. But I have now lost 30.8 pounds since beginning Wegovy on March 28th. I have my weight goal in here is 195. I'm at 202.6 now, but I have to tell you, when I put that weight goal in, I think I was on crack. I still look at myself in the mirror and I can still see where it's got to come from. And I don't think 7 more pounds is going to do it. If it does, I'll be thrilled and amazed, but I don't think so. I think maybe my body wants to be lower than that for what looks right. And I don't even mean looks. I mean, like, I don't want to be carrying extra fat. Like, I'm getting rid of it. I just want to get rid of all of it. Loose and hanging skin, not bad at all. My belly hangs a little bit, but it tightens itself up as it goes. I think exercise will help with that. I feel terrific. I mean, if you're just wondering like how I feel amazing, much better. Aches and pains are lesser. GI system works better. All that stuff is in the positive for me. I have my hunger. I actually can feel hungry now sometimes, which is nice. I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, and eat and feel satisfied by it. But, can't overeat because you feel a little too full. I have not had any heartburn to speak of in a while, actually, which is terrific. I mean, everything else is going good. My nails are growing well. My hair is growing well. My skin looks good. I feel well. Otherwise, I definitely did not feel this good 30 pounds ago. I would have told you 30 pounds ago I felt fine, but I'm like, this hurts and that hurts, but I'm old. But maybe I was just fat. I don't know. 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy. Lost a couple pounds and a half this week, so let's shoot it right exactly where, not that that matters, but I'm going to put it right where I did it last week in case there's like a magic spot there. Hold on. Okay, so that's in. Yeah, I mean, just, from a more like personal level, hold on, I'm going to pop out the needle. There we go. I like to hold it in a little longer. I also got to start throwing these pens away. I got too many of them now. I had an experience I'm going to share with you, and then I'll let you go. So Arden, got like one of those reminders on her phone, like this happened a year ago, and its video popped up. And it was me being foolish, standing in the kitchen, and I guess I was saying something stupid, so she videotaped me. And by the way, videotape, that's a good way to sound really old. She recorded me. Holy hell, videotapes. And she recorded me, and it popped up on her timeline somewhere. I don't know. She goes, look at this. You remember being stupid like this? She held it up, and I'm looking at it, and all I could think was, oh my God, is that what I looked like last year? Like, I was puffy, and I looked like hell. Like, really terrible. I mean, forget, like, aesthetically. Like, put that aside. I just don't look right. I look like I look like I'm in trouble, And I think back on that person last year and how much I ate last year versus this year. It's not that much different. It's something about this medication and digestion and keeping your blood sugar down, which is probably changing how insulin works inside of me and all that stuff. It's just, I mean, I'm eating less, but I don't believe that I'm eating that much less, that I would have lost 30 pounds just from the caloric intake. But I look different. I look fresh faced now, and it's a big change. I was sad that was me. Not because of what people would think, but just thought like, wow, was I living a different life than I could have lived? I hope not. I'll never know. But, I don't want to be like that again. So very happy with how things are going. Happy to share it with you today. I will be back in a week. I hope I'm under 200 next week. But if I'm not, I'll just keep going. I don't care. It's about eating, taking in nutrition, doing my AG1, taking supplements. I got to get exercise. I really do want to see what I can impact with exercise on my own. I want to move that skeletal muscle mass. I want to move that in the right direction, on the app, as well as just feeling it in my bones. Like, I want to create a little more hard muscle in my limbs. And I mean, if I'm going to be old and move around one day, this is part of it, right? I got to be strong. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back in 7 days. It'll be weird, right? Like in a second, you'll hear my voice 7 days in the future, but anyway, I'm back. It's September 12th. I was so close to having an exciting announcement for you here, but I got a little head cold, sniffy, you know what I mean? And my throat's a little raw. Anyway, this week went really well. Like, it was slow but sure, 202.6. last week. A couple days later, or actually the next day, 202.4, the next day, 202, then 201.8. I was like, it's happening. And then 201.4 yesterday. Yesterday, 201.4. I thought for sure I'm coming on tomorrow to tell you I lost a pound, maybe a pound and a little bit. But I woke up this morning, 202.4. I think it's bad timing. So the Wegovy, listen, I'm not a scientist, but the Wegovy seems to wane as the week goes on. So you inject it once a week. And I've kind of learned that if I'm going to have food that I'm like more impactful food for my weight, I try to put it in like day 2, 3, 4 of the Wegovy where it seems to work better. But with my illness yesterday, I ate a lot of, not a lot, but every time I ate yesterday it was comfort food. Like stick to your rib stuff, a lot of soup. I think I'm retaining some water from all the salt from the soup because I was just like run down and I wanted to pump myself back up a little bit. So I'm feeling better this morning, but I gained a pound from that. Just super interesting, isn't it? Like, a little bit of bread and some salt and boom, I put a pound on. Now I'm not worried about it. It'll probably be gone tomorrow. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Oh my God, why don't I throw everything across the room while I'm trying to talk to you? Just chuck it. So this morning, in fairness, I have not been to the lavatory yet, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think I was going to have a 1 pound bowel movement this morning. So actually poop doesn't weigh that much. Look into it. It's interesting. My weight this morning, 202.4. I'm down 0.2 pounds from last week. I was almost down a pound too. What are you going to do? I'm going to inject this and be on my way. I have to record an episode of the podcast in a little bit. And I want to go eat an egg and a yogurt before I do that. I've already had my athletic greens this morning. Let's do this. Pop the cap, 2.7. Oh, excuse me, 2.4 milligrams. How could I say that so many times and then get it wrong? 2.4 milligrams of Wegovy in the belly. You ready? Right there. Oh, I see a good spot. Ooh, watch out. Oh, that's interesting. My appendix scar seems to have moved as I lost weight. I don't think it moved. I think it's just, things are just changing. Go under that. Ready? Wait, that felt like it was going to hurt. I'm going another spot. Okay. I don't think it was going to hurt. I think it was going to pinch my skin where I was putting it the first time. Speaking of skin, it's doing a decent job of shrinking up. I'm not upset about that. There's a couple what we might call problem areas. Oh, when I started throwing out the pens, I couldn't store them anymore. So I don't have a big storage of empty Wegovy pens anymore. You're going to hear this go right in the garbage. I'm traveling this week, doing a talk in Orlando for Touched by Type 1. Super interested to see how that'll all go. Today's Tuesday, September 12th. I fly on Friday. I'll speak all day Saturday. I think I fly again on Sunday. I gave myself the day off from the podcast on Monday. So next time I record, I will see how traveling with Wegovy went. I've done it before. Hasn't been a problem. I've actually lost weight every time I've traveled because I get places and I don't have a ton of food that I like. So I eat a little sparingly. That's pretty much it. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. This is going very well. We've got to crack this 200 number at some point. It's got to happen. It has to, right? Well, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play. Hey, I'm back. Got a Wegovy stick here. A pen, 2.4 milligrams. And this is the last update in this episode. Why? Because I want to end the episode on some good news. And I have that for you today. It's good news for me. I don't really think it impacts you at all, but you get what I'm saying. Got my handy dandy application that goes with my scale, and it's making some reports to us. Well, here's one. My weight, I'm not quite at my lowest. My lowest was actually yesterday. I did gain 0.4 pounds overnight. I weigh 197.4 pounds. Ooh, bing, fireworks. Drum roll. Let's go. Hey, woo, yeah. Now, the number aside, which I have to tell you, I don't think I've seen a 1 in front of my weight since I was maybe in my early 20s. But the number aside, I had an experience this weekend that I want to share with you, and then we'll go back to the numbers. I was at the Touch by Type 1 event down in Orlando, Florida. So I got to arrive on Friday, I had a few hours to myself before dinner, and then worked the whole thing all day Saturday, doing all the talking, seeing people, etc. Then I flew very early Sunday morning. But that's not really where the story is. The story is on Friday. I get there Friday, I get up to my room. I don't know what you imagine happens when a famous podcaster arrives at a hotel. I took out my clothing and ironed them so that, they'd be ready for the next couple of days. After that excitement passed, I decided to get a sandwich. Yes, I know. Again, very exciting. In case you're wondering, it was turkey and a little roast beef with a slice of provolone. I made my way through the hotel looking for a restaurant. And the first turn I made, if you've never been to Orlando, they have these giant hotels. So first turn I made went towards some restaurants, and I didn't find anything I wanted. But I did find people. So I was passing a lot of people. And there was a trade show there that day. So a lot of these people were like young. They were in their 20s, their 30s. They were, dressed well, etc. And I suddenly just struck right in my heart. And I had this thought that I hope you don't, but you may see it as sad, but it was really nice. I thought, I look like everybody else. I had never felt that way in my entire life. I felt invisible in a really terrific way. I thought no one sees me and thinks, oh, that guy is fat. I had never, ever felt that way before. I never thought about it. I've never once walked around and thought people are looking at me and they think, whatever. But I've never had the freedom to know that even if they were looking, that's not what they were thinking. So I felt like I looked like everybody else. And it was amazing. I got my sandwich, ate my sandwich, did my things, and gave some, I thought, pretty good talks at the Touch by Type 1 event. Met a lot of you, was really amazing. And then the next thing happened. So normally at those events, you guys are like, let's take a picture. And I stand there thinking, oh, good, another picture of me looking horrible. Or I think, don't hand the camera to that old lady. She's 4 feet tall and will be shooting up from the ground, making me look even worse. Let's find a tall person to take my picture. But instead of thinking that, I just put my arms around people and smiled. And I have to tell you, I look like a real person. I was like, this is crazy. Now, also, this happened this morning. Touch by Type 1 put up a video on their Instagram of the event. And in the middle of it, it's like a slideshow. And in the middle of it, I'm there. And it's a candid photo of me. And I like the way it looks. I have to tell you, that's never happened to me before. No kidding. I've never once seen a candid photo of me and thought I would show someone that picture. That has now happened to me twice since I was on Wegovy. And anyway, I weigh 197.4 pounds today. And I could not be happier. And let's tell you the rest. BMI 29.2. That's down from about 29.8, 29.7 the last time we did this. Body fat down a little bit, 27.8. Body water rising, good, 52.1 right now. Went down a little during the week, went back up. My skeletal muscles holding steady. BMR just goes down slightly every time I jump on the scale. Fat-free body weight is now 145.2. Subcutaneous fat down to 24.1. That is absolutely the lowest number it's ever been. Keeping in mind that it started on March 28th at 30%. It was 30% then. It is 24.1% now. Visceral fat, listen to me, finally moved. Visceral fat started back in March at 17. It did drop pretty quickly to 16, but it held at 16 for a month. Then it dropped to 15. It held at 15 for 3 weeks. Then it dropped to 14. It held at 14 forever. Finally, in July, it dropped to 13. But it's been sitting there at 13, July, August, and into the beginning of September. It just dropped to 12. My muscle mass is holding steady. My bone mass is holding steady. My protein rises. My metabolic age didn't move yet. All right, well, I'm still 57 in this app. But guess what? When I started doing this, I set a goal for myself, a weight goal of 195 pounds. And I looked at myself in the mirror the other day, and I'm happy with how I look. If I look like this the rest of my life, I guess I'd be pretty excited. But that would be in comparison to what I look like prior. In comparison to what I look like now, I think I have more weight to lose. So I reset my goal to 180 pounds. I don't know if that's right, but I figured that's far enough out in the future to let me assess as I go. The app sets my body fat goal. Wait, hold on a second. I need to reset my body fat goal. You want to do this together? Sorry. My current body fat goal So I guess it needs to be, Jesus. Okay. Woo, let's go. Looks like the standard is between 13 and 17%. I guess I'll make it 17 for now and see what happens. Confirm. That's it, guys. My weight is, it began, at 233.4. My BMI was 34.6. My body fat was 35% when I started. And if we go to today, this app is pretty great, by the way. What's today? September 8th? Or the 19th? Way to know what day it is, Scott. Oh, my weight today is 197.4 and my BMI is down to 29.2. That's crazy. All right. I'm feeling very grateful and, I feel like a new person, to be perfectly honest with you. My experience this weekend told me a lot about what I may have been ignoring about how I actually felt in the past, because looking like everybody else and blending in was pretty great. I appreciate you listening to this. The next time you see a Wegovy update, it'll be update number 7. I'm going to button this one up and put it out for you next week. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back soon with another episode of the Juicebox Podcast. I never do that live. That was great. I was very good there. Oh my God, I forgot to inject the damn Wegovy. All right. Sorry. I was so telling my sad story here. Sorry, there's other stuff going on behind me. I feel like nobody sees me. It's lovely, blah, blah, blah. Walked away, didn't inject the... Here we go. Unbelievable. All right, guys. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's do this. Thank you so much for listening. You know the whole thing. I'll talk to you soon. A huge thanks to Touched by Type 1 for sponsoring this episode of the Juicebox Podcast. touchedbytype1.org, and find them on Facebook and Instagram. They are a wonderful organization doing absolutely incredible things for people living with type 1 diabetes. And all they want you to do is go check it out. touchedbytype1.org, and on Instagram and Facebook. And for those of you who have been following along with my journey, I really do appreciate it. The support is really helpful in a way that is hard to put in words, I think. But I'm going to start my next one at the next injection and keep going. I think I need to lose 20 more pounds, but I don't know what's going to happen when I get there. Maybe I'll think it's more, or maybe it's too much. I really don't know.